Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc., and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc., and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc., and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. All right, goes the family. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. It's Thursday. You know how it is. We go live on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And, basically the topic of the day is letting the world know that politics and your jobs are not going to save you. Now, I say that because I'm not being anti-political. You vote for, you vote for, you don't vote. You want to vote for a cow or a turkey. I don't care. I don't get into those kind of debates because I'm not in the political business. So do what you do. Your job, nothing wrong with having a job and whatnot. But if the conversations, I say this all the time, the conversations getting to a point where in 2021 going into 2022, that not only just having backup plans, but having a cultural mindset like a lot of people do. Like it's normal in a lot of cultures to discuss money like people discuss politics. It's normal in a lot of cultures for people to discuss economics like people discuss sports and whatnot, and who the best football player is and basketball player, et cetera, and so forth. It's normal in other cultures to discuss money and get excited about potential business ventures, like people were getting excited about the Olympics. That's the point I'm making at the end of the day in regards to this. But you have a generation now of people that are, graduating, that have graduated and whatnot. Or this will be their last year in high school, because the school year is about to start, or this will be the last year in college. And according to Yahoo Finance, and I've been getting more into them lately in regards to, I'm trying to get my stock market skills up. I will quote from the article: those armed with a newly minted diploma are entering a job market that suddenly looks a lot more promising than it did just a year ago. Employers project hiring about 7% more new college graduates from the class of 2021 than they did from the class of 2020. Now, I think that is great news. I really do, because everybody needs to be able to work. Everybody needs to be able to contribute to the economy on all different levels. And if you're able to get a better chance of getting hired, and heck, even getting a chance of getting a job that pays you more than it would have in 2020, then I don't see that as a bad thing. I think that's a real great thing. All right. Now, the article states, while the rebound does not bring college hiring back to pre-pandemic levels, it does suggest some newfound optimism. Here to talk about it, it was Mr. Frank Hodge, who's actually a dean of Foster School of Business at the University of Washington State, and he says our education and the education report of Reggie Wade. And it's always great to hear from different minds in regards to these specific subject matters. Dean Hodge says one of the overreaching theme for the recent for the actual graduates from the school was actually a form that was economic recovery can only follow public health recovery. And I couldn't agree with that more so on any other levels. Because another thing is to take into consideration, and even I myself have been trying to be much more healthier nowadays, because of the pandemic, try to take care of myself much more from especially a diet perspective. I've always worked out, but it's always that diet. Working out without the right diet can always, put one in a peculiar place and whatnot. But you have a lot of people that are taking that into consideration, because without your health, you have no wealth. A billionaire could have all the money in the world, but if the health is deteriorating, it just doesn't matter. That's all I can say. But anyways, one of the gentlemen went into said, I think what we've learned is when we teach in a remote environment, we just as good as conveying facts. We're just as good as pushing information to the students. What we're not really good at is the most vibrant case discussions where people are interacting and having to discuss real world complex problems and whatnot. Now, with that being said, it's a gift and a curse for remote working and people going to school virtually and whatnot, because people, especially the younger generation, are not having the opportunity of developing the right kind of skills that can make them competitive in the job market, but that could make them competitive as being an entrepreneur. Because no matter what time frame we live in, one thing we do know is you have to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to have some sort of good people skills on some sort of level, because if you don't, you will be humbled in a sense. Elon Musk was humbled. Bill Gates was humbled. When Steve Jobs was alive, he was humbled. I mean, heck, he got fired from his own company, Apple and whatnot. You will be humbled if you don't have the right people skills. And a lot of people that, especially who are successful entrepreneurs, have character flaws. No one's perfect, but a lot of times they have character flaws to the point where nobody actually wants to work with them and whatnot. Even Damon Dash has had to even work on that. I remember reading his book and reading Elon Musk's book, and Elon Musk, he would basically cuss people out in a sense in a meeting and whatnot when they would say, "We can't do this, we can't do that." Steve Jobs had the same characteristics. I think David Dash will always have that characteristic, but it's working. We all have to work on ourselves every single day. Life is like working out in the gym. You're working on yourself every single day to become better than you were yesterday. That's literally what life is like, regardless of what situation. If you have a business, if you have a job, you try to better yourself every day. Every day is a beautiful chance for a learning experience. I can't put that any other way. It's a great chance to learn and to be able to go from there. But at the end of the day, the world has changed. The world has gone more digital than ever before. And, the job market in today, if I could talk, if I was a lecturer talking to the students walking out of any college or high school today, because I read over the notes, a lot of these, highly educated and experienced academics, and they're still, I think maybe it's because of the generation, they still have this mindset that the world is going to somewhat return back to how it was pre-pandemic, and they don't realize that there's actually a global reset that's been taking place, um, because at the end of the day, the world has gone digital. And at the end of the day, because we're in the height of the information age, these younger people, I'm not going to call them children, but these younger people know that there's more opportunities outside of the 9 to 5 that their schools have been teaching them. They know that there's more to the world than being a great academic. They know there's more to the world than being a great manager and supervisor and whatnot. They know this. They've seen it with their own eyes. If they, even if they haven't physically had the opportunity to see this, they've had so many different podcasts to listen to people and even see the videos of people um, generally basically just photographing their life or recording their whole life, and talking about from step A to B and step A to C to D. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, there's so many people out there, from the Meet Kevins to the Grahams, the Graham Steffens to the Dinah Samirs, to the Pan African Strikes Back, to the Dr. Boyce Watkins. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could continuously keep naming people that the Clark Kegleys. They documented the engineering truths. They documented their when these are people that went to college. These are people that got into the corporate world, and these are people who were like, this isn't for me. These are the people. Or some of them left high school, got a job somewhere, and started being salespeople and whatnot, and became very successful. And then they just turned their salesman skills into something that is much more phenomenal, much more bigger than they ever thought it could be. But they dared, to think outside of the box. That's the one thing I can say. The youth coming out of today's generation is lucky in regards to that they have got, they're the generation that got to see all this stuff being documented, coming out of high school and coming out of college or whatnot, coming out of the military. They've seen these lifestyles being documented, and they're saying to themselves, okay, I live in one of the craziest times on earth, but I live in one of the best times on earth because I actually get to see this for myself. And that's the thing that's amazing. If I can just be honest about it, it's like they get to see this for themselves. I mean, heck, a book that I just bought today, I was listening to one of my favorite YouTubers, and I recommend you guys look into purchasing it. It's a book, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. Because if you look at some of the most successful entrepreneurs, they had to sell ideas and sell products and whatnot to become who they are. I mean, Bill Gates had to sell Microsoft. Steve Jobs had to sell Apple. Elon Musk had to sell PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX. The list goes on and on. Salesmanship positions, or salespersonship positions, um, they really resonate in a big way, and it creates some people like that to be great entrepreneurs, because they're put out in the sea of sharks, and because they're not paid an hourly wage, they know that they have to perform, they have to produce. If they don't produce, they don't eat. So it's literally being a salesperson. It's going out there knowing that you have to have the eye of the tiger mentality, and you got to consistently learn. You got to take every single experience as a learning experience, because know that you're going in to the fuel of the snake pit, knowing that you don't know everything. That every experience is a new experience. You know what I mean? But that's one thing to take into consideration. Another thing, with this Yahoo Finance article, we're talking about the Seattle area, the Bay Area. Parts of the United States is not hurting for jobs, but there's still a lot of parts of the U.S. that are hurting for jobs. Because I read this other aspect of the article. Said by far it's in tech when it comes to most of the biggest jobs that are out there. Frank Hodge stated, "We've been blessed to be in Seattle area, and another strong market for us is the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, etc. And so we've been able to place our students in those companies that are doing phenomenally well, which is that, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Apple. Yeah, because the thing is, I don't know about Apple, but I've seen Microsoft has a campus in Seattle. Google has a campus in Seattle. Facebook has a campus in Seattle, and of course, their headquarters is still in the Bay Area. Amazon headquarters is in the Bay Area. Contrary to popular belief, Seattle's just as big as a tech town as Austin and San Francisco. So that's another thing to take into consideration. And consulting firms as well are doing fairly well. Product management actually is another strong area for the Seattle area. So they've been seeing a lot of demand for the students graduating from the University of Washington State. But we are blessed to be in an area of the country that is doing very well economically, and we're fortunate for that. Yeah, it's like most coastal areas are doing well. I'd say the only state that's within quote unquote middle America that's doing great is like Texas and Colorado and whatnot. Some other states too. I'll get into that later. But obviously, if you're going to be a person that's going to depend on the job market, then you want to be in the area that's doing well economically at the same time. But in today's world, I think most students get that they have to have backup plans. They like looking at entrepreneurs nowadays and looking at YouTubers and podcasters. It's just as normal like back when I was growing up as looking at celebrities or whatnot. A lot of YouTubers and podcasters have become celebrities in their own sense because they're actually creating content that's adding value to people's lives. So younger people are looking up, and even people in my age are looking up to people like that more than they are the rappers, the rock stars, the actors, and the actresses and whatnot. That's why when everybody tells me when a new movie's coming out, and they're telling me who directed it and written, I don't know, and I honestly don't care. I binge on YouTube videos when I actually want to consume content. That's just how I roll. Hey, what's going on? Andy Frank, Elon Musk. What's up, man? There ain't nothing much. How you holding up? Thanks for the love, Andy Frank. Elon Musk. Appreciate that. Hope all is well. Um, one of my close friends is African American and taught me I was systematically. I'm not talking about racism, so I don't know where we're talking about economics here. So, but thanks for the love. Okay, wait. Systematic race taught me what systematic racism is. My friend gave me an example. Well, yeah. At the end of the day, most people you have to own assets and whatnot. So if you have real estate to leave behind or a business, then that's anybody can do that. That's been proven. But I appreciate that. So it's like because in my family, we were able people passed down real estate. That's why we're able to still live in a lot of places, real estate and businesses. So that's what it's all about to me. But anyways, so one thing when it goes down to a lot of millionaires, it's all about mindset, regardless of your education, regardless of where you came from. It's all about mindset. Okay, that's one thing I will say, and because the majority of the school system it just teaches people how to be an employee, unless you're going to like specific Ivy League schools and whatnot. Because even I remember even taking business classes in college, and majority of the classes were actually just management classes or whatnot. They were nobody was talking about how one can even run a business. Nobody was even talking about assets and anything of that nature. You know, so it was, it's actually very interesting when you think about it. But the millionaire mindset, according to a study that was actually published by WealthX, found that around 68% of those with a net worth of 30 million or more made it themselves. I find that to be very interesting. You know, majority of people that are millionaires in the United States or even around the world actually made it themselves. Self-made and things of that nature, and they had specific traits in mind. And this is why I really want to talk about the specific traits that they had in mind. That's why I love reading books about Warren Buffett. I love reading books about Damon Johns. I love reading books about Bob Johnson, Mark Cuban. The list goes on and on. I love to get inside the head of the millionaire mind thinker because these people are self-made. They weren't given anything. So, they come from either humble beginnings. Heck, Damon Johns and Russell Simmons came from the projects and whatnot. So it shows how you can make something out of nothing if you got the right mindset. So the traits that the average millionaires have in common: they set ambitious goals and they act on them. They're self-made millionaires, put their ideas and dreams into action. Because, especially in today's social media world, people love to do a lot of talking They love to do a lot of posting, but they don't want to put any action into play. It's like it's waking up with positive affirmations, having your goals written in front of you, whether it's on your cell phone, on your wall, whatever have you, and then having a check by something and saying it's actually got done instead of just blabbing about it and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when's it going to get done? When's the end date? Okay, where's the value add and whatnot? A lot of people just like to do a lot of talking, especially a lot of people get even start an LLC and let it sit for years and collect dust. They'll pay their fees to keep it open, but they think that's the only action they need to put into play, or an S corp, in order for them to move forward. Another thing that people need to keep into consideration: they have mentors. Most of the self-made millionaires have mentors. They're willing to listen. They know that they don't know everything. Like, I know I don't know everything. I'm willing to listen and to be able to go from there. You know what I mean? And I love to be able to engage with people on a regular basis so we can come talk about economic issues that's going to help us move forward and not move backwards and whatnot. You know what I mean? And they also love feedback. I love to hear feedback. A lot of self-made millionaires, they love feedback. They listen to the critiques. They go from there. I mean, heck, if you even go to Amazon, every time you purchase something on Amazon, they want your feedback on every specific purchase. And then, obviously, certain instances, you actually get a certain percentage off of your next purchase because you filled out feedback, filled out a specific survey. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Another thing, they're not afraid of failure. Failure, and that's another thing to really touch on. The reason why entrepreneurs, even athletes and entertainers, are very successful is because they failed 1,000 times. Everybody thinks that failing is like the worst thing on the planet. I think it's one of the best things on the planet, to be honest with you. Failure, once for one specific reason, because you learn from your mistakes. You're not going to get everything right. Michael Jordan didn't become one of the greatest basketball players on the planet because he won all the time. He learned from his failures. He took risks, calculated risks. That's another reason why so many working people stay stagnated, because they don't want to take any risks. They don't want to think outside of the box. They want to be basic, but then they wonder when they retire, they're living a basic and meager existence in certain instances. Another thing to take into consideration: they understand the value of time. And that's another thing I can respect. Time is money. That's why when people want to troll on the internet or whatnot, I don't even get involved in whatnot. I don't argue with people unless we're talking business and we're talking the way forward and whatnot. Now, if you say, well, hey, if you do it this specific way, Larry, you can move forward and get extra customers for your online store, or you can get extra real estate properties to wholesale, things of that nature. I'll stand around for that conversation. But if people want to troll about topics that don't have anything to do with what I just said, I'm like, it's not adding any value to my life. Time is money, and in today's social media world, people love to waste time and they love to waste money. And time is money, whether people want to realize it or not. To be, that's just what it is. Okay, that's just keeping it real. All right. So, all right, now moving to this sector of the show, because I'm about to call it a night, to the political aspect. Like I said, I don't care who you vote for. You can vote for a pig or a monkey or a dog. Do what you do. I'm going to go over a couple of states that are actual number one states that everyone's moving to right now, and that's actually doing great as far as GDP growth and all that good stuff. State of Idaho, state of Washington, state of Utah, state of Arizona, state of Colorado, state of Nevada, and state of Montana. State of Oregon, state of Florida, and state of Texas. And I was surprised by Montana, but I heard it's a very beautiful state. But anyways, the number one states that actually has the biggest population growth in young people is actually the state of Florida, the state of Oregon, and the state of Nevada. And then after that is the state of Texas. I thought Texas was going to be on top, but I was definitely mistaken. And then other states that fall in the lower categories of that's actually doing well and people are moving to is South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and New Hampshire. And New Hampshire was a surprise as well, but been there. It's a beautiful state. Um, but at the end of the day, in 2021, all these states have one thing in common: they're exceeding in growth. They have a net migration, and they have a great job markets that are continuously growing and whatnot. And people are doing a lot of great things down there, regardless of all the political nonsense. They're staying focused, and that's one thing. I always say, because it's like I said, I come from the DMV area. And in the DMV area, for me, regardless of who was sitting in the White House, the State House, or the mayor's house, I saw people putting their money together. I saw people opening businesses. I saw people benefiting off life insurance policies. And I saw people passing down real estate and things of that nature because they pulled their resources together and they weren't worried about what Fox News or CNN was talking about. Okay. So the main thing is, at the end of the day, is focus. And I can't put that any other way. When you focus on things that matter, you can go to so many places in life that you cannot believe. Because I read this post the other day, and I mean yesterday, and I'm going to read it again because this is one of the realest things that I actually saw, to be honest with you. Because this is something that people need to keep embedded. I actually printed this off and put it in my office and whatnot. They need to keep this embedded in their mind, because it's just the God's honest truth. All right. Because we live in a time frame where we're so immersed in so much information and all that good stuff, but we get distracted by a lot of stupid stuff. And here it is: a Big Mac costs $3.99, but it costs your health. Netflix doesn't cost 17.99. It costs you your time. Social media isn't free. It costs you your focus. Lesson here is, there's always a hidden cost in regards to anything you do in this life. And that's something to keep, just take into consideration and go from there. So you got to make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. That's all I can say. All right. You got to make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. All right. Keeping it real. And on that note, like I said, thanks for watching. Do the great three free things: like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'll be going to Vegas, and definitely going to be actually going there for a convention and whatnot. So going to be hooking up. Going to be hooking up with a bunch of other YouTubers and podcasters and things of that nature. So I'm going to get some game from them, and I'm looking forward to that. And also, I'm going to be interviewing an author pretty soon. Jeff Perry, he's pretty good guy. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going to possibly be interviewing some more real estate agents, and definitely be interviewing more podcasters that are out here and things of that nature, because I want to be able to get other people's perspectives and just go from there. But that's where we're at. That's where we're going with Larry's Anything Goes and all that good stuff. So it's always greatly appreciated. But on that note, family, about to call it a night. Always greatly appreciate the love. Thank you. Thanks for the folks that hit up the Cash App and the PayPal. That's definitely greatly appreciated. Always didn't expect that, but hey, when it goes off, it's all love, and we go from there. But remember, in this lifetime, you got to have backup plans, regardless of what state you live in, because I've been all over the U.S., and whether it's a cheap state or overpriced state, there's a homeless population. I was surprised to see all the homeless people within Houston and Houston, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas, whatnot. But beautiful cities. I'll be going back there in the next couple of months as well. But just always keep that in mind, family. You got to have backup plans. If you're the person if you're just going to have a job and have a retirement, then you better consult a financial professional and see what other great mechanisms that you can find outside of your 401k. And hopefully you even have that. I can't put it any other way. But anyways, let me get up out of here and call it a night. Always greatly appreciated. Thank you for the love. Thank you, Ann, for all the great comments. Greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to call it a night and get up out of here. So get my music going. And also, don't forget, we might be going live Saturday, be down in Richmond or whatnot with families. So I might be interviewing some military vets and getting their perspective on the best ways to move forward economically, and how military vets can actually take advantage of specific loans that are out there, because especially with the different packages that have been passed within the last couple of years. And today, there's a lot of additional funding and whatnot for military veterans to take advantage of. And, hey, if you can, you definitely deserved it because you served the country, and you go from there. You know what I mean? So I will see you guys later. Take care. As I always say, make money move, or you're going to live broke like a fool, family. All right? Take care, and I'll see y'all next time.